Since the recent interview by Atiku Abubakar on Arise TV, there have been different types of reactions from different quarters. Many of those reactions very unpleasant. To the best of my knowledge, I think Atiku's conduct in that interview was very gentlemanly and modest. He said whoever emerges through a free and fair primaries, he was going to support the person. I think that was fair enough. But some people seem not to be satisfied by his responses, especially those who think they love Peter Obi more than us. They've been saying, no, that's not what we want to hear. What Nigerians want to hear is that Atiku will not contest at all. He should step aside and allow Peter. Rubbish. What right do you have to tell a man not to follow his ambition? Atiku is old. Atiku is more corrupt than Tinubu. How is he more corrupt than Tinubu? How is he old? Is he no longer coherent? Donald Trump is older than Atiku. And today he's pleasing his people. Age has never been the issue. Many of the most corrupt politicians in the history of Nigeria, even at present, are actually young people. So it's not about age, it's about the quality of personality and how their brains work. Atiku may be old, but his waist is not bent. He still walks very straight, even smarter than Tinubu. And people have been saying all manner of things against him. Please allow Atiku to breathe. He has not by anybody. It is his right to contest whatever election he feels like contesting. What is even the guarantee that if Atiku should step aside, Peter Obi will coast home to victory if he wins the ADC primaries? The fear that I even have is that if the so-called Peter Obi Kwakwanso ticket that is being pushed by most obedient happens, let me tell you, it will be very, very easy for what happened in 2023 to happen again. It will be very easy to muzzle out Peter Obi and Kwakwanso simply because the person who is contesting for the presidency is not a Northerner. They will easily push him out. That is the truth. If you ask the supporters of Tinubu and APC, they fear the Atiku Obi combination more than Obi Kwankwaso combination. You have to be very, very cerebral and politically sensitive and intelligent to know the implication, the two different scenarios. It's not about the popularity of Peter Obi. Now, if you are thinking of the outcome of next year election, you should also think of if Peter Obi wins the primaries, or let us even assume he wins the election like it happened in 2023, and he's robbed again, what are you going to do? What will you do, you as an obedient? And that is where the big question comes up. An Atiku Obi ticket will be very, very difficult to rob. Do you know why? If they rob them, this country will burn. Do you know why? Because right now, 90% of Northerners are rallying around Atiku, not Kwakwanso. Kwakwanso is only going to be a deputy. Rumor even has it that he's only coming in to fight for the position of Senate president. So if that happens, who is going to be Obi's deputy? So instead of being so eager to have Peter Obi become president, how about if Atiku and Peter Obi run a ticket for one term? The following term, Atiku will support Peter Obi to become president. In that way, we have a longer time of good leadership of Nigeria than it is now. By the way, Atiku himself is a good person. Those who are even saying, oh, he's more corrupt than some people. Atiku is not true. Atiku is not, every man is corrupt, but Atiku is not that corrupt. Like Peter B will tell you, I'm not a saint, but I'm not a thief. When you ask people to tell you what they understand by Atiku being a thief, most of the things they tell you are things they cannot prove, things that are not verified. So Atiku has been unfortunate. Even his PTDF case when he was under OBJ was never proven. He was never indicted. I think that man has been unlucky, but he's a good man. MQ Abiola saw in him as a good man. He wanted him to be his vice. When it was the turn of Obasanjo, he also went for him. In place of late Abubakar Rimi, Obasanjo picked Atiku. And Atiku left his governorship position in Adamawa to become the vice president. If there's nothing good in him, these two Yoruba men will not pick him as deputy. So Atiku is actually a good man. When you see great men like Dele Momodu, men I respect so much, they are highly intelligent more than ordinary Nigerians. Men like Kenneth Okonkwo, Dino Melai, these are men who are highly intelligent and they understand Nigeria politics very well. Ask yourself, why do you think these men are standing solidly behind Atiku, Dele Momodu, Kenneth Okonkwo, and Dino Melaye? You know what most Nigerians will readily say? They will say cheap things like it is because of the money they are making from Atiku Abubakar. No, no, no. These are principled men. They are following Atiku because of who he is, because they believe in him. If it were to be for money, do you know how much Dino Melaye would have made if he decided to defect to APC or Dele Momodu, who personally knows Tinubu? Tinubu knows him. If Dele Momodu is to defect to APC and work for APC today, do you know how much money he will make? Or Kenneth Okonkwo? If Kenneth Okonkwo comes today and say, "No, I'm now for Tinubu," they will make a whole lot of money that Atiku can never give them. So when you say they are following Atiku because of money, you don't have sense. It's foolishness. So this madness that people are attacking Atiku Abubakar, step down for Peter Obi. Look, I'm an obedient. There's nobody who is more obedient than me. But God has given me brain. I'm a strategic thinker. Most of those who are saying it's either Peter Obi or nothing. It's either Peter Obi or Tinubu continue. They are fools, mumus. They know something, nothing. Come and ask us if you want to permutate politically. We'll tell you how it is. Somebody has to stoop. You stoop to conquer. You have to be patient in this country if you really want to lead. It is patience. You have to calculate the situation. Atiku himself is not a bad leader. Who they follow me, they miss roads. If you want to know the truth, I will tell you. It's about assessment orientation. You need to have rich evaluative orientation to understand that Atiku is a good man. He will give Nigeria very good leadership. So all the talk of the tribe where he comes from is a Fulani man, is the turn of the South and all sort of nonsense. Let me tell you people, what we need to set this country on the path of glory is not where a president comes from. It's not rotational presidency. It's just one good leader that we need. It's not about the tribe. It's not about whether the man is a Fulani man, a Yoruba man, or an Igbo man. And Atiku is that man who will give Nigeria the great foundation which Peter Obi will build upon, and things will be easier. His policies will find a better foundation than if he becomes president in this country that is rotting now. After all the rubbish that Tinubu has turned this country into, 3 years budget, we don't know what he did with it. A lot of money borrowed. There is nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it. All that's rot. And then you hand over to Peter Obi. What is he going to do? We need an article to handle Nigeria for one term and pass the baton to Peter Obi. That is the best for Nigeria. Kwakwanso deputizing Obi will not put fear in this APC's mind. The other day, Shetima, VP, came out and he made a speech that many people thought he was supporting Peter Obi. I knew he was being tactical. It was a distraction. Foolish people were happy that Shetima was speaking well of Peter Obi. The truth is that Shetima is afraid of Atiku. He's afraid of an Atiku Peter Obi combination. That's why he started saying it is the turn of the South. It will not be fair not to support her. Because he knows if Peter Obi emerges, they will muzzle him, and all these people shouting is either Peter Obi or nothing. Won't be able to defend him. That is the truth. They won't be able to defend him. So it is wise people that are saying Peter Obi, if he does not win the primaries, he should agree to deputize Atiku for one term. For one term, my people, you people have started giving Peter Obi pressure like it happened in 2023. For him to run alone, he's popular, he's the one we want. And he, if he foolishly falls for it and decides to defect from that party, it is over for him. The chances of him becoming president of this country again would have been nullified. We are great thinkers. Many of you will not understand. I have been struggling to sell this ticket. Atiku Obi is not selling. Nigerians are not buying it mostly. The most popular voice we are hearing is that of Obi Kwakwanso. The fact that it is the most popular voice, does it mean it is the best? Does it mean it is the most objective? No. The louder the voice is, does not necessarily make it the best. Few of us are saying it has to be Atiku Obi for one term before they hand over to Peter Obi. And I believe that is the best for Peter Obi. That is the best for Nigeria. But we take wisdom to agree with us. It takes real wisdom